'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Someone's at the door? What? Whoa!
What would you like for Christmas?
Hey guys, Steve02 here, back with another episode of my tutorial. Today I'm here with Chicken Man.
Yeah, hello. I'm back again. I've come to help T with some sound design and stuff.
Yay. So yeah, you probably saw in the beginning skit what that all alludes to, but we will just step into the Tardis so that you can see it for yourselves. And listen to that. That is not my computer being an idiot, although my computer can be an idiot. That is the sound of a wonderful time and space ship. Isn't it just the best? And these are the smoky things of a wonderful time and space ship. Just snort that on in, as healthy as that probably is.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be too healthy.
So here is the inside of the Tardis, and you'll notice some different things.
Yeah, it's got particles, and it's got sounds that play. It's got a main loop in the background as well as some additional ambience sounds sort of scored over the top.
So we're basically just giving you a moment to kind of take a look at all this. Those little noises. Just adds so much ambience to the TARDIS. Makes it feel more like a living ship and not a lifeless Minecraft build.
That's right. Alright, that's that. The redstone for it actually is not too complicated. Typically it's done with normal, like, comparator clocks and stuff. However, that can accumulate lag in a world. So here we've done something a little more, well, not innovative, but more sensible. And, ooh, another sound. And instead of using scoreboard timers, so I'll just call one up here to the sidebar. Let's see, sidebar. I call them AMs, or ambient. It's very creative. And you can see they tick up, and when they hit a certain number, it triggers the sound. Yeah, there we go. And there you go. So a little ambient sound. So all it does is it just counts up constantly using a repeating command block, and then once it hits a particular number, it resets back to 0. And it's got loads of these things on different numbers, as you can see. All sort of desynced, and it creates the impression of random sounds occurring, since they don't all correspond to a single loop together. Oh, there's the thing.
Stuff coming from the console.
Yep.
That little effect. Alright, so how does this all work? Well, we come in here, and this looks complicated, but it's actually fairly simple. So if you don't mind to explain.
Okay, so over here, it's basically what I said in the console room. However, this is all the stuff, so T can go on the blocks there and show you all.
Yes.
All these command blocks are doing is just on these various scoreboards, which by the way are dummy scoreboards. I believe they've been done here before.
Yes, we have done some scoreboards in the past.
Scoreboard.
So all these are doing is just adding some score of 1 to each of these ambient scoreboards, and it's targeting an entity called @e tag equals ambience, which I believe is over here, and it's actually just an invisible armor stand. And it has a tag called marker that makes it basically completely invisible and doesn't even have a hitbox.
You can go on spectator, it should show up.
Yes. There we go.
There it is. That could be placed anywhere. a lot of these could be done with these scoreboard loops could be done with fake players, in which just a random name is inserted in these little ad things. However, when we get over here to when it's detecting scores, that can get a little tricky. So it's all assigned to an actual entity here, a constant, ever-present entity, and that allows a lot of like execute selectors to be able to pick up things. Yeah, it's all these. There's a few extra ones. I think we've only got 7 active ones in here, but these all are just constantly counting up. So this is somewhat of a modular system. Let's get over here.
Yes, you can add as many of these as you want. These are all basically a bunch of the same things.
Yep. You just have to change.
So you can see they're all just kind of occasionally ticking, and how it's doing that, it's basically just executing if the entity, which is the ambient armor stand, has a certain score on each of those scoreboards, and obviously it's adding 1 every tick, and then once it gets to certain scores, it will play a sound either at the players or at the rotor. It will run various sounds, and you can choose really whatever sounds you want. So you can see right here we have the Nether Wastes additions, just to every player within a distance of 15 blocks, at least for that one. For these others, it's just playing at themselves, so it doesn't really need that. And then it's just resetting the score for each of those. And for this main loop one, we have it playing multiple times at multiple different pitches and whatnot and volumes.
We can show a little demonstration here.
Yeah, so there's the main loop counting up.
Yep. This one only goes to 300. It's fairly present. And this is just an underwater ambient sound slowed down a bunch.
Yes, that would be...
It kind of sounds like a spaceship.
When it gets to 300, you'll see that'll tick a little bit. And same with all these others, but you're not obviously seeing their scoreboards right now.
And the larger you make these numbers, obviously the longer it will take for their scores to reach their number, and therefore they're less frequent when they're played.
Yes.
Because these are all different numbers, they're all, like I said, desynced, and it won't feel like they're playing on a set loop. They'll just occasionally pop in, but it's just an illusion. So now the next thing here is, you notice that you want to do like a little demonstration once again.
Yeah, so when you walk in and out of the Tardis, it will start or stop the ambient sounds and particles. So if we walk out, as you can see, the sounds have stopped, and if we walk back in, they will instantly start back up. Oh, I am silly. Let me just head back in. Alright, so how does that all work? That actually is controlled in the room with the Tardis key.
Yep. So here we are. You notice, it seems in each video this room seems to change a little bit.
Yes.
But a lot of these command blocks have just been moved around for the sake of space in this tiny room here.
So it uses a similar system to how the key gives you an inside tag when you use it. This one also now gives a console tag. And to those who have the console tag, those are to whom the sounds are all targeted. Basically.
Very good grammar there. Yeah, so when all those sounds play, they're playing constantly, whether you're inside or not. But you only get that tag when you're inside. So effectively, they all turn off for you when you're not inside the TARDIS.
Yes.
And that is handled up here
back by
near the
door.
exit.
Oh.
We'll have to violate the exit a bit here, but you can see some of these command blocks are the same, like remove inside, but remove console has been added to that, as well as a stop sound nearest player command block, which, as it says, just stops all the sounds playing in that moment. So that's how you get the well, yeah, that's how the sounds stop when you exit. And it removes the console tag so they won't continue to play. Another little brief thing here is that there's a little bit of a delay here because of reasons. A delay had to be added by 1 tick for troubleshooting purposes. But the idea is when you walk in, it immediately plays those same sounds you would normally hear.
Yes.
And so that way you don't have to wait for the loop to come back around when you enter. Alright, so next thing is particles. They're not too complicated. They're really not. All it is, well, it's just a particle command, and that's about it. You can see them over here. These are constantly repeating. In some cases, you would want particles that maybe only pop in every now and then, but usually, if you have a decently sized console room, you can just set it to 1, and you only really notice them enough to where it feels like it's infrequent. But it's just summoning 1 constantly in a random space. You walk them through like the syntax of everything.
Yes. So basically, it's just a matter of summoning the particle at certain coordinates, and then these numbers, like the 95903, these are basically just demonstrating like colors and speeds and counts of particles. And so you play with those, and they will basically change all that, basically. And then normal, I believe, just makes it to where players who have their particles off, it won't show up for them, which definitely makes sense in this case. And then it's just targeting at A, all players with the tag of console.
Yep, and that enables, if you were, for whatever reason, you wanted to disable the interior ambience, you can remove that console tag.
Yes.
And it also won't show the particles, but that's up to you, obviously. Another little interesting thing is that you'll notice we could have just used the inside tag and associated that with all the sounds, interior sounds. The reason we chose a separate one is that this is sort of modular. You can make little changes into different rooms, say an engine room. You could walk into that. When you walk in, it removes the console tag from you and adds maybe, let's say, like an engine tag to you, or engine room tag. And then you can have a different set of these command blocks to play different ambience based on where you are on the ship. We haven't done that here just because it's not very necessary, but it's an opportunity.
Would definitely be fairly simple to add.
That particular event with sort of the steam on the console unit, that's here, and it plays the sound of a redstone torch burning out, and it also summons. Oh wait, no, it's right here. It summons particles, the cloud particles, at all 4 corners of the console. There's that.
And one last thing worth mentioning is that we did make these change depending on which interior you're using. So this classic one has a little less, and has some kind of different things. Same thing goes for this one, and really for all of these. This one's basically the same as the main console room, with minor changes. Same for all of these, and this is the new one that we added specifically for Christmas. And yes, it's very nice. The decorations took forever, but it's worth it because it looks amazing.
Yeah, I made a little.
There we go. We can have a Christmas
have some cake.
feast.
Feel free.
Yum.
Yum. There we go.
The entire thing. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. Again, just looks complex, but at the end of the day, the concepts themselves are relatively easy to understand. But you can obviously let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be glad to answer them. So yeah, I have been Tebow2. This has been Chicken Man. Be sure to subscribe to both of us, because he also has some great Tardis videos. Hasn't made any in a while, but that's beyond the point.
Not too long, only freaking 2 years.
Yes. So be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Tebow2IT, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tebow2IT, to join my Discord, and lastly, to have a nice day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.